Hi guys, so it's been a while since I've done a Discovering the SNES video, and here I've got Rendering Ranger R2. So this game is quite interesting for a few reasons. And we'll kind of come on to why in some ways it was a kind of commercial failure shortly. But firstly, we see the title screen here, and we see this is a game by Manfred Trenz, and this guy was also the developer of the Turrican series. And so if we start it up, we'll see that the game mechanic is very similar to those Turrican games in terms of it being a kind of side-scrolling run and gun kind of action platformer. So we've got the four buttons of the SNES. Got jump. The longer you hold it down, the higher you jump. We can shoot in different directions. We can change the weapon. Oh, we haven't got the blue weapon yet. We'll probably pick that up in a second. Yeah, and so the weapons have power-ups. We see we've now moved onto the spread shot. There are various kind of gaps we need to jump over and manage. So there's a bit of platforming alongside the shooting. As I say, there are two weapons. I mostly use this spread shot for a lot of the enemies. This is the most useful for taking them out. And so I mentioned this game was interesting, and so this game came out in late 1995, and the N64 came out June the following year. It only saw a release in Japan. And basically what happened was that the game was being developed and the graphics were going to be hand-drawn sprites in, you know, how games had been traditionally made for a long time up until that point. And after seeing kind of the success of games like Donkey Kong Country, the team decided to move to pre-rendered sprites, a style which actually hasn't aged very well, and those games, personally, I'm not convinced look really any better than their kind of drawn sprite equivalents. And so that delayed the game, and basically when they got to the point where they were really ready to release it, publishers were like, well, it's too late. And so the only kind of publishing deal they managed to get was with the Japanese arm of Virgin Interactive, and so this game only came out in Japan, but even so came out late 1995, and so it only sold like 10,000 copies. And so today, because the game is alright, I've fallen down the hole, it's pretty difficult. Because yeah, it's not a bad game, and it's also quite rare. It commands an extremely high asking price. So on eBay, you know, a part or the game is probably going to set you back hundreds of pounds. But you know, in the modern world of being able to play the SNES on emulation or on the Mister, as I've got here, you know, the game's now accessible to many more people, and actually it's kind of fun. It's not really my style of game. I've not played much of the Turrican series, but these kinds of runner guns, you know, I know aren't really my favourite. It's very easy to, you know, mistime some of those jumps. But for anyone who kind of does like this style of game, especially if you enjoy the Turrican series, oh, see, how did I miss that jump? I thought I got to the edge of the platform and jumped as high as I could. Oh, really not doing very well. What I have done is up the number of lives here. So the default number of lives you get is 5, and there are no continues in this game. So if you die, it's pretty much back to the beginning. There is a password system, but I think that's passwords by the kind of level rather than the position where you were in terms of this. So you know, if you're getting stuck towards the end of the level, it's not much use to you. And so in terms of controllers, this week I'm playing with this Wii Tatsunoko versus Capcom fight stick from MadCatz. So this is pretty much the best arcade stick for the Wii, and the artwork corresponds to the game Tatsunoko versus Capcom. It's a fighting game on the Wii, and actually a really good game, well worth checking out. And this arcade stick, you know, for a oh, I got destroyed by the flying ship there. Yeah, for a kind of third party manufacturer, it's pretty decent. It doesn't have kind of branded parts like some of the other sticks in this line, so there's no Sanwa buttons or stick here. But actually, it's not far off the quality of Sanwa parts. The buttons are reasonably nice. The stick is quite stiff, which is quite nice. Suits maybe games like this, shmups as well. Whereas, for example, a Sanwa JLF is known to be pretty loose. So yeah, not a bad stick at all, and especially given that the Wii is such a good emulation platform. It can do 240p out, so if you're playing on a CRT outside of real hardware, it can be one of the best for emulation. And being able to use an arcade stick with that is great. So you see I've died there. I really struggle with this game. I've played it a fair amount, and even so I can't really get through this first level. So yeah, I hope you've liked this little look at here. Not sure why we've still got a black screen. Maybe the game has crashed. Let's just reset it and we can just see the title screen. So yeah, firstly, if you're a fan of the Turrican games, definitely play this, because it's really the same style of game with updated graphics. If you like rare games on the SNES, check it out. For me, not really my style of game, so probably won't be returning to it. But yeah, so interesting game, probably not my bag. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. You guys stay safe, and I'll catch you soon. Bye.